everyone. Thanks everyone for showing up in such a short notice. We greatly appreciate the attention and the support. The main goal of our rally today is to show the world that Ukraine is ready for peace. Ukraine has been willing to be a peaceful nation since the beginning of the war in 2014. Ukrainians have been suffering through this war for over 11 years now. And we are grateful to the international community. We are grateful to Canada for restless and continuous support they provide to the Ukrainian nation throughout this horrible war. Today we're gonna hold our meeting for around an hour around here on the Dundas Square, and then we're gonna go down Dundas Street and University to the US Consulate to again remind the world that Ukraine wants peace, and we are grateful to any support that we've received. The usual way our meetings go, we start with a couple of minutes of just chantings to show the public around us what's going on, what are the main messages of our rally, and then we're gonna proceed to the speeches. So, Slava Ukraini! Україна! 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 Russia is the terrorist state! Stand with Ukraine!
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 Donate to 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 Ukraine!
Peace for Ukraine!
Peace for Ukraine!
Peace for Ukraine!
Peace for Ukraine! Stand with Ukraine!
Stand with Ukraine!
Stand with Ukraine!
Free prisoners of war!
Free prisoners of war!
Free prisoners of war!
Today we also will be raising funds to help our friends from Link to Ukraine Foundation to purchase an intelligent night vision system for air defense in the Sumy region to save civilians from Russian attacks. So if you want to help us, you are welcome to donate, and we will donate all this money to the Link to Ukraine Foundation, and we will help our air defense. That is one of the most important things right now, is to save our people from Russian attacks.
I think the main power that brought most of us today was the anger and disappointment with the recent events. Am I right? There have been many false statements said recently in the international political arena, and here today we'd like to bust some of the myths. One of the myths that I've already mentioned today multiple times is that Ukraine does not want peace. Please name me at least one country in the world in the state of the war that's being attacked by an aggressor and has been falsely accused of so many things that does not want the war to stop. Ukraine has been at war since 2014, when Russia invaded Crimea and Donbass, claiming that they are defending the Russian-speaking people. As you know, there was a false referendum that was conducted under the guns and forced people to vote. Or did people even vote? It's a good question. Since then, for almost half of my life, I've seen many and many soldiers lose their lives defending Ukraine's independence. If you go to Kyiv right now, our main square that used to be the favorite place for everyone to hang out, have fun, take pictures, have concerts and military parades to celebrate our independence, now it's covered in tiny Ukrainian flags. And you know what the scariest part is? Every time you come there, there is more and more flags. Do you know what those flags represent? The lives of each person that were taken by Russia. Russia invaded Donbass and Crimea in 2014. What did all of us hear? You just have to give it up. You just have to stop shooting. You just have to put the weapons down, and then Putin will be satisfied with the land he conquered, and there will be no more war. 2022, did he get satisfied? No, he started a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And I think it's time that the world learns that you can't give it up. I think we've had an example in the previous century with Czechoslovakia, where people were also trying to satisfy another horrible dictator. We should learn from the history. And as Winston Churchill said, you cannot have peace agreements with the tiger if your head is in its mouth. We've also already signed a memorandum before that did not contain any security guarantees of support from the countries that asked us to sign this memorandum. And we've also seen this memorandum to not work out. The response that our president and the Ukrainian citizens are giving to the same requests that have already been made, its answers are written by the blood of those who paid for the consequences of saying yes without thinking it through properly. Most of the military support that countries have provided to Ukraine is also beneficial for the economies of those countries, since the government is paying the military companies that produce those weapons, and the money stays in the economy of the country that's supporting Ukraine, and basically your taxes are staying inside the country. So with that in mind, I hope those who haven't understood it before will understand the importance of supporting Ukraine. In fact, most of the weapons that have been donated to Ukraine are being used to protect Ukraine from the missiles that have been targeting the civilian areas. And it's true, Russia has recently targeted one of the biggest Ukrainian hospitals for children. To remind the world is Russia has been keeping our soldiers as prisoners of war in inhumane conditions.
And in particular in this sea of Ukrainian flags, we have other flags because we want to show you that the people of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania stand with Ukraine.
To welcome our mayor of Toronto, Olivia Cho, to take a word and thank you for coming and supporting Ukraine.
Slava Ukraini! Slava Ukraini! Slava! Glory to Ukraine! I met President Zelenskyy at Fort York in the city of Toronto when he came to visit. It was a real proud moment for us the Torontonians, to meet with him. Here's a man that is courageous, that are out there fighting for freedom and democracy, truth and justice. He did not deserve the disrespect that he got from the White House. It was just outrageous. We are Torontonians. We have always stood and will continue to stand with Ukraine. When I say Toronto, you say stand with Ukraine, okay? Ready? Toronto!
Stand with Ukraine!
Toronto!
Stand with Ukraine!
One more time, Toronto!
Stand with Ukraine!
You know one thing that I've learned? United we stand. Okay? What we need to do is be united together, and we will stand with Ukraine. Slava Ukraini! Thank you.
Slava Ukrainian! Canada is one thing. We all know. We are not the United States. We were partners with the United States. And Ukraine is being let down. Worse than a long time. International rules-based order and our commitment to NATO will continue. Canadians and Canada will continue strong. We will do this together. And we will do this like every single person here. We will not be stepped on or pushed down by Russian aggression. We will not surrender, and we will not take the United States, their belligerent actions, and their lack of commitment as any testament to the lack of support Ukraine is receiving now. We will continue strong with all countries, with NATO allies, and with other countries supporting Ukraine and making sure justice is served and Russia is put down.
The deal that was supposed to bring peace to Ukraine, in fact, it was a surrender, because there were no guarantees, no security guarantees. There will be ceasefire, but as we know, Russia never kept any peace agreement since 2014, and they have broken around 25 ceasefires. Слава Україні! Героям слава! Слава нації! Смерть ворогам! Україна! Понад усе! Україна! Понад усе! Україна! Понад усе! I am a Ukrainian student who just left Ukraine, and I am studying here in Canada. And I'm just asking, make Russia pay for everything. Because of them, a lot of people don't have their grandparents. Because of them, I don't have my present. I cannot go with my friends to a cafe in Lviv, or Kyiv, or Odessa, or Kharkiv. I must stay here and donate. Because of them, I don't have a present. I have no certainty in the present. And that's not fair. They have no right to take my past, my present, and my future. Because I'm only 18 and I want to live in the free nation. And it's not about NATO. It's about imperialism. It's about our existence irritates Russia. Our existence is already a threat to Russia. We have a brave soul, and we have values that they don't have.
Зашкарублим снігом, льодом вкрилася земля, як короста пішла тілом, приспана біда. Знову холод і бентега лізуть у життя. Зачепилася край неба, пам'ять в небуття. Накопилася досада, не врятує хміль, як черствий шматочок хліба покриває цвіль. І згадалось мимоволі клята березіль, стару хустку вовняную доїдає міль. І летить знову ракета, обирає ціль, розриваючи тенета людських божевіль. І рятують з-під завалів наших породіль, їх народжених титанів в лиху заметіль. Мов на землю впало небо, тисне звідусіль. Жоден прихисток далеко не вгамує біль. Не забути, не сховати злочинів страшних. Будуть діти підростати, зроджені війни. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Thank you, Oksana. Oksana just read us her poem that she wrote after Russians have directly targeted maternity home in Mariupol, and just seeing pregnant women, newborns, having to be rescued from the rubble after the Russian missiles is some new level of rage that I believe everyone has experienced when seeing that news. And I'd like just to put this thought in your head that Ukraine now has generations of children that were born during the war since 2014, and they've never lived in a country that was not in the state of war. Can you imagine the mental state of those children who have to be scared of every single tiny noise at home because it could be a Shahid drone? Think about those children. Think about a child who's never lived in a peaceful country. And please remember to stand with Ukraine.
Stand with Ukraine!
Friends, thanks for having a great meeting here. Now we're gonna head out towards Dundas Street East and then down the University Avenue towards the US Consulate. Again, let's please be well behaved.
Stop Russia! Russia, save Ukraine!
Stop Russia, save Ukraine!
Save Ukrainian children! Save Ukrainian children!
Save Ukrainian children!
Russia kills children!
Russia kills children!
Russia kills children!
Russia kills children!
Make Russia pay!
Make Russia pay!
Make Russia pay!
Make Russia pay! Stop Russia, save Ukraine! Stop Russia, save Ukraine! Слава Україні! Героям слава! Слава нації! Смерть ворогам! Україна! Понад усе!
Today for so many people to show up in such a short time. I'm reminding you that the goal of this rally today is to show the world and to show the Americans that we're greatly thankful and grateful and appreciative of all of the support that they've been providing to Ukraine and all of the actions they've taken to help Ukraine fight through this war. But we're also here to show that Ukraine will only accept peace agreements on its conditions. There will be no agreements about Ukraine without Ukraine, and that we don't want to just put this war on pause for Russia to catch up and get extra force and restart the war again like we've seen already happen many and many times. We're here to show that Russia cannot be trusted. The only right side to take is to stand with Ukraine.
Stand with Ukraine! 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 Stand with Ukraine!
No one can make an agreement with an aggressor. We cannot talk aggressor into giving up. And we don't want to surrender after the years and years and thousands of lost lives defending the independence of Ukraine and its freedom. We're here to express our gratitude to the American nation, as many American people have been truly supportive of Ukraine and have been standing with Ukraine since the very beginning of the war. We're here to also show our discontent with the certain claims that have sounded on Friday in the Oval Office. And we would like to remind Americans that democracy means giving a choice. Democracy means letting the people speak. We are the people of Ukraine, and today we came to say that we will not give up our rare metals until we are sure that we will have the security guarantees. We are the people of Ukraine, and we came here to show that we support our government and we trust the decisions it made. Що ми браття козацького роду, душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду. Showing the support to Ukraine, it's greatly valued around the world, and we know that Ukrainians watching the news and seeing us to go on demonstrations and speak for them around the world, they feel safer, they feel protected, and they feel cared about. And please, to anyone, keep the news about Ukraine going. We now got a lot of attention following the Friday events, but unfortunately until then many people have been forgetting about the war in Ukraine, and they've been asking me, oh, is the war still going? Come on, it is going, and it's partially our fault because we let forget. Please do not let any of your co-workers, fellow Canadians, any of your international friends forget that the war in Ukraine is going. I know many people don't like talking about it because it makes them upset and they don't feel like it, but do you think Ukrainians in Ukraine want to talk about the war? We'd rather not have to think and talk and live through the war, but unfortunately it's our reality, and by sharing it, by standing with Ukraine, we're making the victory closer and closer to our country. Thanks again for attending our rally. We are the organization called Ukrainian Resistance Canada. We've been conducting the rallies since the beginning of the full-scale war. Please follow us. You can scan the QR code here. Please follow us on our social media, on Instagram and Facebook. And we're always welcoming volunteers if you need to, if you feel the need to help us, because of course not everyone is able to make financial donations all the time, but even you spreading the word about Ukraine and just sharing your feelings.
А зараз ми заспіваємо пісню «Символ», яка була популярна на повномасштабному вторгненні, яка символізує нашу незламність. Я думаю, ви всі знаєте цю пісню. Ой, у лузі червона калина похилилася, чогось наша славна Україна зажурилася, а ми тую підіймемо, а ми нашу славну Україну, гей, гей, розвеселимо. Слава Україні! Слава Україні! Слава Україні! Слава Україні!
Героям слава! Stand with Ukraine! 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 The last is Ukraine!
Not surrender!
Peace 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 not surrender!
Слава Україні!
Героям